Hello everyone. I'm gonna talk about how to prepare for the next Mahashivaratri, the great night of Shiva, which we are always celebrating every single year again in our center, Akasha Retreat Center. And in the next, actually, after the next new moon in the beginning of March, there will be the next great night of Shiva. So, how can we prepare for that? And in general, how can we connect to Shiva? And first of all, what is Shiva? Let's get a little more clarity on that. What do I mean with Shiva? What are we actually connecting with? Um, well, that is a question difficult to answer through words because Shiva is exactly this that is beyond words and beyond mental concepts. Shiva is the underlying silence out of which sounds are rising and vibrations are rising. It doesn't make much sense to the rational mind to say that sounds rise from silence, but to the intuitive mind, it might actually make a lot of sense. um, so Shiva is the source, we can say. We can call it God. It's another name for God, that thing which is not a thing, which is not to be captured by form or name, that which is beyond, yet is the source of all of it and therefore is all of it. That is Shiva. Yeah? Um, Often we make a distinguishment between Shiva and Shakti. In the end of the year, we celebrate the night of Shakti, um, which is the counterpart of the night of Shiva. Shakti could be seen as these sounds that are emitted from the ocean of silence. It's just like waves that are rising from the ocean. In reality, they are not different from each other. They are one and the same thing, Shiva and Shakti, the ocean and the waves, the silence and the sound. Yet they appear to be different. From our human dualistic perception, we see male and female. We name silence and sound as different things. So essentially, if we connect to Shiva, we are not connecting to something that is male, but something that is beyond male and female. Something that encompasses all in the same time. Okay. Um, so, how to connect with God, basically? How to connect with Shiva? There are two main ways in which we can connect, through which we can connect. One is sound, and the other is through silence. If we connect with Shiva through sound, we can recite his name. Actually, he has many names. And again, we are referring to something that is beyond the name, yet using sound, using the name, is a doorway into that which is beyond. We can use the mantra of Shiva. We can recite the Maha mantra or the main mantra of Shiva. This is not a class on how you should practice, because I believe you better do that live. You can come to our courses or retreats and practice together with us and receive these teachings. It's always better live. But still, I give you some hints, and some of you might already be familiar with it, and it might be just an reminder. So we can practice the mantra, we can recite it out loud or recite it mentally. That is a way through sound. We can use song, we can use prayer. I mean, it's all the same thing. So that is connecting through Shiva in sound. The other is through silence. And with that, I mean through meditation. Simply closing the eyes, turning the attention inwards, and looking beyond all of the sounds, all of the chatter of the mind, all of the movements of the emotions, what is underneath. And we find the ocean of stillness there. Another word for it, and there's another word for Shiva, is consciousness. It's like a pure light radiating eternally. It's always there in the background, interpenetrating every single thing that it touches, and thus being every single thing, being everything. Okay, so these are the two main ways. We are using both on the great night of Shiva when we come together in the ceremony. And you can prepare for that ceremony through an austerity, through, if people are familiar with it, through a tapas, which is, to explain it very shortly, an agreement with yourself, or call it an agreement between you and Shiva, a discipline that you are performing. Usually it is dealing with a spiritual practice. It could be the recitation of a mantra or a silent meditation. It could be for 21 days. That is often performed as a preparation before the great night of Shiva. 21 days in the same spot, in the same time, practicing every single day the same practice. It can be a mantra recitation, it can be something else. But that is in very short etapas. And you do it for a certain amount of time that you agreed with yourself. It can be 21 days as a preparation towards the Mahashivaratri night, or it can be 7 days or 3 days, or really any other number of days that works for you. So in this way you prepare the ground for the great night of Shiva, in which we come together. You're very welcome at our place to join your voice and your heart in our ceremony. There will be beautiful musicians playing. So I hope to see you there. And if not, we connect with Shiva from a different place on the 8th of March on the new moon. Love to see you there. Om Namah Shivaya.